We speak student!
Divergent. A la Shmoop. Beatrice Prior here, and I'm from Chicago. No, not that Chicago. This Chicago. Yeah, I live in the future. Wicked, right? So, stuff's changed since back in the day. Now the city is divided into 5 groups: Abnegation, Amity, Candor, Dauntless, and Erudite. The members of each group are charged with upholding a different virtue. I was born into Abnegation, which is sworn to protect selflessness. Which isn't easy, I'll be honest. I kinda like myself. One day each year, every 16-year-old in the land gets together and takes a test that determines which group they're going to wind up in. Very Harry Potter sorting hat type of stuff. Wouldn't be surprised if Dumbledore popped out from behind a curtain. We get to either stick with the fam or branch off in a new direction. Unfortunately for me, I didn't fit neatly into just one category. Now, my results put me somewhere in Abnegation, Erudite, Dauntless territory. But because it was inconclusive, I was labeled Divergent. You'd think it would be a great thing to be a jack of all trades, but not around here. I'm not even supposed to tell anyone I'm Divergent. Honestly, I'd rather have been diagnosed with measles. On choosing day, I threw everyone for a loop and joined forces with Dauntless, the group that was all about bravery. My brother Caleb went with Erudite. Nerd. A new faction deserves a new name, so I christened myself Triss. It's a cool name in the future, just trust me. I met some chill peeps in the new digs, namely Christina, Al, and Will. And of course, my story wouldn't be complete without a few jerks to keep things interesting. This guy Peter and a couple of his friends were on my case the whole time, always telling me I didn't belong. Ah well, no biggie, just need to get a hold of a voodoo doll, that's all. And then, school was in session. We were taught by someone named Four. Yeah, Triss isn't sounding so weird anymore, is it? We were told we had to pass an initiation. If we didn't, we'd get kicked out and have no faction. So, no pressure. The name of the game was Bravery, and there was to be no backing down. We had to fight each other with guns and knives. Did I mention that playtime was over? But elsewhere, trouble was stirring. The gang over in Erudite were rousing some rabble. They had started making some pretty serious accusations about a couple of folks from Abnegation, including someone in the government, whom they accused of abusing his son, and my own parents. The report suggested that my brother and I were raised poorly because we both abandoned our original faction. On the upside, at least they avoided any nasty physical abuse charges. So, while all of this was going on, we moved into simulations where we had to face various fears. Please don't let it be spiders. Please don't let it be spiders. I pretty much own the simulations, in part thanks to the whole Divergent thing, which gave me some mad skills. Of course, there will always be haters. Peter, Al, and this guy Drew attacked and tried to dispose of me, but Four came to my rescue. Al felt bad about it after the fact, but I sure wasn't about to forgive that two-timer. Apparently, he took that a bit hard because he killed himself by leaping into a chasm, which majorly bummed me out. Our final phase of the initiation was the fear landscape. Sounds like a painter's worst nightmare. Here we got to face a combination of all of our greatest fears. Because I was tight with Four by now, he actually gave me a leg up by letting me into his fear landscape. I also found out that his real name was Tobias, and that he was the son of the Abnegation leader who had been accused of abusing his son. All the pieces were coming together. There were 7 fears in my fear landscape, including drowning, being on fire, being eaten alive by crows, you know, the usual. Wouldn't you know it, when all was said and done, I was ranked first. That's the good news. The bad news is that right after the test, Erudite had each of us injected with a serum that would make us attack Abnegation. But let's focus on what's important. First, people, the serum was intended to turn all of us into mindless zombies. But fortunately, it doesn't work on us Divergent folk, i.e. me and Tobias. We tried to make our getaway, but those Erudite guys are tough. For nerds. They captured us, injected Tobias with a new serum that would override his divergence, and sentenced me to death. Man, I always get the short end of the stick. But just when things were looking their bleakest, my mommy saved the day. Guess I got the Divergent thing from her because she was one too. Her own mad skills allowed her to rescue me from my glass cage. and we made a break for it. But seems like my good news always comes with a dose of crappy. While making our escape, my mom was shot and killed. No time to shed tears, though. I tracked down my dad, my brother, and Tobias's dad, and the 4 of us made tracks to Dauntless to see if we could put a stop to this thing. Ready for more crappy? My dad was killed too. Now I'm a Divergent orphan, which is like the worst. Anyway, we found Tobias, who was under the spell of that new serum, and he tried to end me. But he shook himself awake at the last second, and I was spared. Together, we were able to stop Operation Kill Everyone, ridding fellow Dauntless peeps from their mind control. Then a bunch of us hopped a train out of town to see if we could find any other survivors. Don't you just love a happy ending?